Hey there, guys, and welcome to our eighth weekly chat. Yes, this is episode 8, and I'm once again joined by my good friend and co-host on this series, Eugene Johnson. And this time I have actually put down his movie website in the description. That would be www.runningawayfromtheunknown.com. Actually, down in the links now. I always had to add it in the on the next day, but it's there now, so you actually go down below and check it out. And as always, Eugene's channel is there as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go over, watch his videos, and subscribe if you like what you see, because he does great stuff. And so yeah, how are you, Eugene? And what have you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good. Had some personal problems through the week, but I'm luckily okay and doing pretty good. So happy to be doing the chat again today.
Because what was it last week? Oh yeah, that was it. It was the Slashers review, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Slashers review, and I gotta say, this past week while I was relaxing, I kind of watched it 2 more times.
Oh yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, so yep, I've been watching that a lot. I still need to watch Ghostbusters, but it's just, where I hadn't seen slashers in so many years, and since it brought back so many good memories, I had to watch it some more. So.
Yeah, I gotta say something about that movie actually. Excuse me. I'm on one of these again.
I'm definitely gonna have to find one of those so I can try it.
Yeah, you might have to import it. I don't know if they don't sell these in the States.
I think that they've got a certain kind of drink, kind of like that,
Yeah.
at my local liquor store. I just have to go in and check out and see what they do have.
Yeah, there's like different flavored ciders, or there's like different kind of like fruit juice to it. But,
yeah, I mean,
it's nice. So if they do something similar to it, I recommend you try one.
Yeah, they got a product here called a wine cooler.
Yeah, that could have been like it.
Yeah, and I mean, I absolutely adore those. I mean, everybody says it's a woman's drink. I'm like, who cares? They're really good.
Yeah.
It's like they make strawberry daiquiri and peach and all kinds of flavors like that, and they're really good. I always enjoyed them.
So I was about to say about Slashers when I before that. It came out I think in 2001.
Somewhere around there, I think 2000, late 2000, early 2001, something like that.
Because I kind of remember seeing it on VHS. I'm pretty sure I did.
Mm-hmm.
I know you had the VHS, but I think I must have rented it or something at the time. Because I'm sure, like when I first saw the movie, when my sister bought it on a Christmas a few years ago, I watched it once and I thought, I'm sure I've seen this sometime before.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't know when, but I knew that I saw either this movie or something similar to it. But because I can remember these, like the people at the beginning were running around like the sort of paint sort of stuff, and with the slashes to get them. And I think I may have seen it, years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Slashers was released at about the time that they were still making VHS and DVD.
Yeah.
Which, you could go into a video store and they had it for both sides. If you didn't have a DVD player yet, it wasn't no big deal because they had the new release copy of VHS.
Yeah. Also talk about VHS. This is like going back now in nostalgia times, isn't it? And just going into DVD and stuff. But way back before DVD, I was still really big on collecting VHS.
Mm-hmm.
I still got a huge collection, because probably get rid of them, maybe sell them or something at some point. But I got a big VHS collection still, and I think I don't know what year DVD came out. Well, do you know what year it was?
Late 1998, 99, somewhere around through there. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because I still stuck to the VHSs when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of I guess, worried that VHS was sort of like on its way out, like gonna go out, gonna go away, gonna fade away. So I, at that point, decided to start collecting DVD.
Yeah.
So I had a mixture of, movies and shows on both DVD and VHS because at the time, like you said, with the Slashers film, they were still bringing out, they were bringing out DVD and they was also bringing out VHS editions of the same movies.
Yes. And I
And
mean,
then VHS eventually did die down, but I think you can still get like used videotapes on like I guess eBay and stuff.
yeah, you can still get used videotapes. You can get them at at thrift stores, places like that. But um, the thing is that when DVD first come out, it was kind of an expensive format. And I mean, if you go back many years ago, it was the same kind of thing with when they released a certain video type called Beta.
I heard of it, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the see Beta come in, and it was going to replace VHS because VHS tapes were big and bulky and all this stuff. So they made a
Yeah, Beta, they were a lot smaller, weren't they?
yes, they were a lot smaller, but they were say the same bulk. I mean, the thing is, but they were just smaller versions of VHS tapes, and then they moved on to Laserdisc.
I actually heard about Laserdisc and watched some people showing off like Laserdiscs on some videos. They're like
Mm-hmm.
huge versions of DVD discs, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're like say the same type of size as a like a record or a
mm,
vinyl type thing, and
yep,
they got actually the same kind of packaging as that type of thing as well, really big and like got to
yep,
slide it out that sort of packaging. So
yep. Which that was the thing. The laser discs were huge discs that came in an album that looked just like DVDs, only it didn't have any cover art or anything on the DVDs like today. It was just you you open up one of your DVDs, turn it around, and turn it upside down, and that's basically what the whole laser disc looked like. But the thing was that really got irritating to people was when you were watching the movie. Halfway through the movie, you had to take out the disc, turn it over, and put it back in to watch the
yeah,
rest of the movie. So I mean that was irritating to a lot of people, and I mean they were trying. That was the whole thing of the '80s. Everybody was fighting for size control and all this stuff because people had tons of records, which I do
yeah.
still, today. And I mean, yeah, they take up quite a bit of space on the shelf, but I guess you could have more movies without them, being everywhere and anywhere that you look. But then all that, died down because VHS for, a good part of 30 to 40 years ruled everything.
Did you own a Laserdisc?
I never owned a laser disc. I actually owned a beta player
Mhm.
many years ago. My uncle actually gave it to me, and I watched all the movies and stuff. And where you can't buy any new movies for beta, I passed it on to a friend of mine. And from what I understand, I mean, it's been many years ago, but I think he still owns it and it still works.
Mhm. You know what I love about movies in recent years with the DVD releases? I believe was there ever special features on Laserdisc?
I think there were a couple. I think the only thing they could add was like trailers and cast bios.
Okay, because since when DVD came out, I was really into like the behind the scenes type of stuff on movies,
Hmm.
like I don't know the like documentaries and the making of.
Yeah, and I mean
Um,
that was the main thing with DVDs. It's one reason that DVDs took off by storm was because you could take one disc and fill so much stuff on that one side of the disc. Because I mean, CDs are the same way. When you go to a store and you buy a CD, an album on a CD, what people at the record stores and stuff don't tell you is there's so many much more hours left on that CD of space.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, I mean it's just that they take the CD, put it in, they record the songs from the band, and they release them. But I mean, if the band wanted to, they could put like 50 to 60 songs on one CD.
Yeah, and and I mean they could put hours and hours of bonus material on DVD.
Yep, and now of course, Blu-ray has surpassed that storage space.
Yeah, I think they got a lot more because they can. There's a lot more on Blu-ray actually now than DVD ever have.
Yep, and I mean that's like one of the movies that I watched when I was a kid, and still own to this day, and recently got it on Blu-ray, was a Clint Eastwood movie back in the 50s called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I've heard of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movies, brings back a lot of memories. I used to watch it with my grandpa when I was really, really little.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went and bought it on VHS, I remember it was at Walmart, and we went and bought it on VHS. It come with 2 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
The DVD came with 2 DVDs that you had to, to watch one part of the movie, then you had to put in another DVD to watch the rest of it. The one on Blu-ray is 1 disc.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you can take so many more hours of footage and stuff like that and put it on one Blu-ray.
In I guess recent years, with Blu-ray, they've always put like Blu-ray exclusive extras on the disc. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you say go searching for the DVD version, they wouldn't have the exact same extras as on the DVD.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, well, it's what surprises me is that, well, some of the Blu-rays I own has got the special features of the DVD with more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what 90% of the Blu-rays and DVDs do, is they'll take the DVD version and copy it off to Blu-ray, but they can add more special features and everything, which makes it cool. But I mean, I do miss, like I said before, I miss going into the video store
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
seeing people.
it's a terrible shame that they've taken out like Blockbuster or the video rental stores because it's like part of childhood, isn't it? You can just walk in, pick up the case, see what you want to get, and
Yep,
like
and yeah, but I mean that's all thanks to Redbox. I mean, where you can stop it now. They've got them in front of like McDonald's and places like that now, where you can just stop, jump out, put your card in the machine, and get a movie. To me, that takes away the principle, because I always like going in the video store, picking up the boxes, looking at the back of them, and if I didn't want to get it, I wouldn't get it, and I would go back maybe 2 or 3 days later and get the one that I didn't get in the first place.
mhm. You know, one of the good examples with the difference between the extras on both Blu-ray and DVD, I think, is like the combo packs with DVD and Blu-ray in.
Yes,
Because
as a matter of fact, I've recently received some goodies in the mail that I'll show in a few minutes. But the one of the combo packs you just mentioned, that's one of them that I got. So
cool. Because Goosebumps, the one I got, that I actually watched both discs, even though it was the same movie. I just watched both of the discs to see what the difference in extras were.
mm-hmm.
And on Blu-ray, you have got a lot more exclusive stuff, except there was one extra that was actually on both versions.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like the Blu-ray of Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 that I recently received. It's got 2 versions of the film on 2 Blu-rays. So I mean, it's like one of them's a different format of HD
Yeah.
than the other, but I mean, one disc has more features, the other one doesn't.
We got a viewer here. The Omen says, "Hiya, guys. Hello,
Hey,
thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions for us, please drop some."
hey, Omen, how you doing, man? Been checking out some of your videos. Love your horror movie collection, my friend.
We'd like to have some questions from you if you've got any people to answer them.
And I'm sorry, James. I'm kind of speaking with somebody on Facebook right now who's been trying to tune in, but she can't for some reason.
Who's that?
Her name's Leandra,
Okay.
and she's been wanting to tune in, but she says that she can't tune in. She can't find us live.
That's a shame. You can
Yep.
always go to my channel, like youtube.com/my DVD reviews. I
Yeah,
won't add that ticket to my old version of the channel, but there'll be a video at the top on that channel to the link to the newer version of my channel where you can click onto the video live. I'm sure it'll be on my channel.
yep, that's what I told her, but she still seems to can't find it. I told her, I said, we will figure it out before next week. So,
Yeah. You said just now about some movies you had that you wanted to share.
mm-hmm. I got these, I think, well, I'm pretty sure they come in either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
But the first one I picked up, I already have a copy of it, but I just needed to update the copy because I let friends borrow it. I let people that I never should have put it in the hands of take it, and they completely destroyed it.
It's
They
terrible.
Yeah, they destroyed the case. I didn't have a case for it, and I mean, it got so bad. I still own the DVD, but
Yeah.
it got so bad that every time I put it in the DVD player, it would skip and stop and everything else. So I reordered this one to get it back on DVD. This is the
Oh,
Leatherface.
cool. Yeah.
This is Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3,
Mm-hmm.
unrated and R-rated versions of the film. Really good movie. This is the only Chainsaw Massacre movie that was actually filmed in California instead of
I
Texas.
just gotta say, keep hold of that one now. Don't let anybody. You don't
No,
have it.
no, this goes in the collection and nobody gets a hold of it. But
Mhm.
one of the reasons I love this movie so much is the chainsaw on the cover there.
Yeah.
Sorry about the glare, but the chainsaw on the cover was actually made for the movie, and you can get the chainsaws off of a certain website, but it's like $5,000 to get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're completely made of brass, and the bar is like really chrome that you can see yourself in it. Really beautiful chainsaw, and this is also the film that Kane Hodder worked on as a stuntman, and he was actually Leatherface through a lot of it. So
Was the
really,
um chainsaw you were talking about on the website? Is that like like the exact replica to the one? That's,
the one that I showed you on chat the other day is actually the replica. It's an exact replica of the model that Gunnar Hansen used in the very first film.
yeah.
So I mean, it's the exact same chainsaw. The only thing that they did, because they didn't have any money when they filmed the movie, was they painted it kind of like a yellow color,
Oh, yeah.
and they took all the labels and stuff off of the chainsaw so they couldn't get sued. So, but yeah, that's the exact same saw Gunner used, and if I'm ever lucky enough to get that saw, it's going to look identical to the movie.
I do like the picture you sent us the one that got you into the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very good.
Yep. I made sure I went to Facebook the other day and actually saved that picture so I could show it to you.
Yeah.
But all right, now here's the second item that I picked up. Of
Okay.
course, I was telling you about this the other day. My brother actually bought me part 2 a few days ago when I uploaded the Jason videos. When he come over to film me as Jason,
Yeah.
he actually picked up that DVD and give it to me. But this is the first one.
Nice.
Yep, and this one has, it's got the Blu-ray, DVD, and the digital.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So yep, this is the one of the combo packs. And I mean, this is what I love about Amazon is I picked this up. Well, my girlfriend bought it for me for like $3 American.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that was definitely worth it, and I'll be checking that out sometime, probably tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Got some good stuff there. The movies.
Yep, so far. I mean, but this past week I've been mostly just relaxing, laying in bed and reading. And then when I have, felt better, I've went downstairs and watched slashers 2 times.
Yeah.
So yep, that was, and I mean, plus it actually brought back memories because I remember I was really, really bad sick with the flu one year,
Yeah.
and I actually had to stay under my blanket, doctor's orders, and I actually sit there and watched slashers on VHS many years ago when I was sick.
Mhm.
So it's kind of been like a tradition type deal.
And you got it again where you can kind of have the tradition again.
Yep. And I mean this like but next week, next Friday, I
Mhm.
will be having a Friday the 13th marathon.
Nice.
Yep, since next Friday is Friday, May 13th.
Oh, I see. That's a good way. Yeah.
Yep. So next Friday is Friday, May 13th. I will be watching um every
You know
film.
what? Actually, I might do the same thing. I might watch like dig out
Yep.
my favorite Friday film and do the same.
Yep. And it's actually the anniversary of that poster right there behind me. It's actually the anniversary of that film coming out, I think 20 some years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, yep, that one was in theaters, I think Friday, May 13th of 1986 or 87.
Hmm.
So yep, that's pretty cool.
I finally got my Goosebumps review filmed, except it's not edited yet, so I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got a movie update that I'll probably film tomorrow as well. And I think during the week I'll do a video. I think I mentioned before that it's going to be like a countdown of my favorite imports from the States. And well, some of the videos planned as well, but I've got like a
So
list of videos I want to make, and I got to go through the list. But I'll do that in the week.
yep, and of course we have Pumpkin saying hello.
Yeah, that's a nice collar on him.
Yep. Well, I was my uncle actually he knows I enjoy heavy metal music, so he actually got me a leather wrist gauntlet,
Yeah.
and it was a little bit too small, and it fits him perfect. So he's been walking around like he's Mr. Stud. Yeah, I put the collar on him. He absolutely loves it.
I was watching a video yesterday because I just wanted to watch a whole bunch of nostalgic Ernest stuff.
Hmm.
And a video came up in one of my searches saying about going to. I think you mentioned about the cemetery is not far from you where he is.
Yeah.
Because you're in Kentucky, so I think it was Lexington, Kentucky.
Yes, Lexington, Kentucky. The cemetery there, the National Cemetery up there, the main cemetery, has got Jim Varney's grave in it. Been there a
And
few times.
the fan, I think they must have visited because they was recording it because they've been a fan of the movies and stuff.
On my Facebook,
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure I got a couple pictures of me standing next to his grave. I'll have to get on Facebook, dig them out, save them, and send them to you over the Google chat.
Yeah, because the video it's just a shame, like you said before, that they didn't have no like nothing on his grave to like memories and stuff.
Yep, I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. A man that give people so many laughs and enjoyment over the years and entertainment, and he doesn't have. It seems like he has no visitors except his fans.
Yeah, I mean on the video he's saying that there was nothing on the grave that this guy was looking at. It was so sad actually. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, I went to his grave, and I mean, he's got a very nice, a headstone, but yeah, he has no flowers or no decorations or anything. I think some fan made a little tribute to him, and it's a picture in like a frame, and it's like one of the Ernest covers of one of the movies, but this one it says Ernest Goes to Heaven.
all right.
Yeah, but which I thought was very sweet of whoever did that. So it was still on his grave when I was there. I don't know if anybody stole it or destroyed it or moved it. But
I think it was like a black grave with the name Varney on it.
yep, yep, that's is black headstone, black marble headstone with the drama faces of the
Yeah.
one smiling and the one frowning, and it says James Varney Jr. So
It's kind of sort of funny in the way that he was born and raised in your part of Kentucky.
yeah, that's yeah, it was because I mean I did a lot of research when I found out that he was actually, born right next to me,
Yeah.
and so I did a lot of research, and he did a lot of comedy and stuff in Lexington before he got famous, and then a guy found out about him through a certain person, and they called and asked him if he would be willing to relocate to Tennessee, which is a state down from me. It's right underneath the state of Kentucky, and so he relocated down there and started doing the Vern advertisements for different companies. And some people in Hollywood seen the commercials and were like, "Well, we're going to make a movie and starring Ernest. We'd love to make a movie," and that's how it was born.
There's a bunch of Ernest stuff that's never been released in England. That I think you'd have
Really?
to only import it if it's on DVD in the US, because we only ever got the movies. Like from whatever the first one was through to the last one. But
hmm
we never got the because I believe he did a whole bunch of commercials as Ernest.
Yes, he did. He did a whole. I mean, that's how the Ernest character was actually born,
Yeah.
because they were actually talking and they said they needed a. Uh, I keep getting messages. Hang on a second, James. I apologize for anyone watching. Well, let's see. She's still having problems. I don't know. Maybe she'll be able to find it next week. I don't know.
Okay.
See, I will help you get everything set up next week.
Okay.
But
Well,
the Ernest
yes.
character was actually born doing advertisements because one of the guys that was wanting the advertisements done asked Jim Varney if he'd ever thought about doing advertisements and being in the public eye, and if he would develop a character for the advertisements. And Jim Varney said, okay. And he went home and he got to thinking about it. And he said, he wanted to be somebody that, was like a neighbor that always aggravated, the other neighbors around the block. So,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, he got up one day and his wife looked at him and said, "Good morning, Jim. Do you want eggs or sausage?" And he said, "Well, I kind of want eggs. You know what I mean?" That was it.
That lasted, didn't it? That was kind of cool.
Yep, that was it. He found the character, he found the accent and everything that he needed. He went and told the guy that was in charge of the commercials. The guy loved it. They shot a commercial and it went completely crazy.
I
Uh,
like. I mean, it's a shame because being in the UK and in other countries, we never was able to see the commercials. And I believe there was also a TV show called Ernest and Vern or something, or Vern and Ernest.
yeah, something like that. But the good news is, James, is right now, since you've got, internet and everything like that, you can actually go on YouTube and put in Ernest commercials, and they've got tons of his commercials on YouTube that you can watch.
That'd be
They've
cool.
even
I'll have to
yep,
do that.
yep, they even have his bloopers
Okay.
of the commercials, and I mean, yeah, he does some of his bloopers, and you can actually see how talented of an actor he was.
It's not much of a like costume thing, was it? It was just always the same grey T-shirt or jumper with
Yep,
the
same gray T-shirt,
denim
blue
jeans,
jean
same
vest.
shoes, and always the same blue waistcoat. Hello.
There we go. We're back. Froze up there for a few minutes.
Yeah, what happened there?
I was saying that's all he needed was a gray T-shirt, cream-colored hat,
Yeah.
blue jean vest, a pair of blue jeans, and his black slippers that he always wore. It's all he needed.
I actually noticed something during the because I had to watch the intro to and Scared Stupid.
Hmm.
They had, I can't say I've never noticed this before, but because a big vampire movie fan, noticed this only just yesterday. That in that kit they used the clips from the old Nosferatu movie.
Yes, they did. Uh, and also, they used clips from The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Oh, that's what it's from, was it? Because I saw a big brain on it.
Yeah, there's a big brain chasing one of the scientists around the laboratory. That's actually a movie a long time ago called The Brain That Wouldn't Die. A very good, entertaining movie. I mean, for the era it was in. So I mean, but yeah, that was a good movie. But yeah, I mean, Lexington actually we've got a couple of news stations in Lexington. They had Jim Varney on right after he became famous to do interviews with, and he was actually standing there in a dark room quoting Shakespeare, and he actually looked at the camera and went, "To be or not to be? That is the question." Then he looked at the camera and went, "Know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool. All right, good deal. She's watching. she just she just messaged and says she's watching. Good deal. Glad you're here. Glad you can see us.
Yeah.
So
Um, did he do anything else that was kind of funny before his Ernest days or after? I mean, before he got ill as well?
I think that the only thing that he did, which I think he kind of moved away from the comedy aspect a little while
Yeah.
because I mean, well, he did do the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Like on TV or something.
It was actually, see, the Beverly Hillbillies were on TV for many years during the late 50s, early 60s. And then in the middle of like 1995 or 96, they decided to make a movie about it.
Yeah.
And he actually plays one of the lead characters named Jed Clampett.
Mhm.
And he did an amazing job, which that's how you can measure an actor. If he can play, because the whole character of Jed Clampett is he's got to be funny and him not even know that he's being funny.
Mhm.
Ernest pulled it off perfect. Um, Also, he did the voice of the Slinky Dog in Toy Story, the Disney
All
movie.
right.
Yeah, he did that, and he had a bunch of appearances on Roseanne for many years. And in
Okay. I remember watching some of the Roseanne episodes, but
yeah,
you remember?
and he actually
Hmm.
he actually played a character of a millionaire who was interested in dating Roseanne's sister Jackie.
Okay.
Yeah, so he actually played the millionaire. Hello, and but he played the millionaire in a couple of those episodes. He was a returning character, just like a lot of people don't even realize that the girl from Halloween 4 and 5. Let me think of her name. Hang on, I will tell you her name. But she's actually a recurring actress in the Roseanne episodes too. I used,
Didn't Joss Whedon appear in that before he did Buffy? I'm sure he did.
yes, she did. But let's see. Hang on just a second. I love the internet. So always tell if you're having a hard time with a question. Danielle Harris.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I actually met her at a convention, and it's a shame I forget her name, but she actually had a recurring role on Roseanne.
Hmm.
She played a character that Darlene, Roseanne's daughter, and her were like at a war because the guy that played David, who's now in the Big Bang Theory and all that, um, they were actually fighting over him.
Yeah. Do you watch The Big Bang Theory?
I've seen it a few times, but I mean, you know, it got kind of repetitive after I seen it a while. I mean, because I like comic books and
Yeah.
stuff like that on that level, but I'm not as obsessed as they are with it.
I only know of Big Bang Theory as it's always on after Supernatural on a Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm. And would you? And I mean, plus from Star Wars. Well, it's not Star Wars. I should kick myself for saying this, but Star Trek fame, and of course, Stand by Me. Will Wheaton is a special guest on the Big Bang Theory. You know, every once in a while,
Yeah.
and he plays himself. So
On Supernatural next week, it's really kind of weird because in that show, they got like they always have the same car called the Impala. It's like,
yes, 1967 Impala called Baby.
yeah.
Yep.
And the actual episode is called Baby as well next week.
Well, I
And
mean, that's
every single scene, it's kind of weird, but I guess cleverly done, that is filmed entirely from the car.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And episode 4 of season 11 next Wednesday.
well,
And it's the two brothers are investigating something called a werepire between a werewolf and a vampire, like a merged together type of thing.
yeah. Which the Underworld had a name for those. I can't remember what they called them though.
So I'm kind of looking to see what that's all about.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. People have to forgive me. I don't watch the show Supernatural, but I mean, as soon as as soon as they're like, "Oh, did you see the car they drove in?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a 1967 Impala." I can't help it. I like cars. I like old American muscle cars. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's this well known for its rock soundtrack as well.
yep.
And yeah, and with that car, you could always hear Dean, the character Dean, played by Jensen Ackles, listen to a lot of rock music in that car.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, it's like a lot of people don't even realize that one of the guys, I can't remember who it was, which character it was in the show, but one of the guys that actually played one of the Winchester brothers was actually in Friday the 13th, the remake.
He was, yeah, it was Jared Padalecki.
Okay. Yep, but uh, a lot of people don't realize it, but that's where he got his start.
Okay, because he was also in another horror film I guess he made after that then, called Cry Wolf.
Yes, well, actually, he'd made Cry Wolf before, but then he took off, he quit acting for a little bit, and then he made Friday the 13th a remake, and after I guess some producers wanting to start up a show had seen Friday the 13th a remake, and they said, well, he'd make a great a great character to the show, and come to find out he was one of the main characters. So
He must be still doing really well for 11 years of a TV show. I mean,
yep. I mean, because usually that's the main thing when you go to look at TV shows. If they last over 10 years, they're usually going to be around for a little while longer. I mean, perfect example of that was the X Files.
yeah, I mean that went on for original time for 9 years. That was
Yep.
great. And then it came, I guess, early this year. It came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it came back. Well, here it came back in February. I think in the US it came back in January.
Came back in January or December. I can't remember which. I think it might have been as early as December.
Yeah, okay. But I
Yeah.
watched it when it was on here. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was as good as it once was when it was at season 9 and all the earlier seasons.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like Netflix. There's actually a couple of, I think, 14 shows. They tried to bring Full House back.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to bring back Full House, and I'm like, okay. I mean, same thing with the remakes. I mean, there's a reason why the show probably got canceled in the first place.
Also, speaking of X Files, the ending of season 10. I mean, there's no telling if I come back for another season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ending the final, I think, because there was only 6 episodes, So the last scene in the 6th episode it was kind of like there was like a cliffhanger, but there's no indication of a season coming back for it. So I don't know.
And I mean, well, from what I heard, one reason that they canceled X-Files in the first place was the 2 actors that played Scully and what's his name?
Mulder.
Yeah. They couldn't stand each other in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, they could not stand to work with each other. And I mean, at the very ending of of the 9 years of its reign, they finally, every day was like an argument between them.
Mm.
So, and I mean, I understand where the producers of the show went, because I'm sure, if I was a producer of a show and got on set every day and were like, all right, let's get this episode filmed, and, 2 people griping back and forth, I'd be like, all right, that's it, we're done.
Because coming to the end of it was 9 years, what the original show, and season 8, David Duchovny went out of the show because in the story he got abducted. I think came back during the end of season 8 because there was, Robert Patrick from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
He came in to help find him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they started working with each other. So maybe he left the show for a bit.
Yep.
But then they came back. Scully had a baby for me. That's one thing as well. They should have brought the child back in season 10.
Yeah, they should have.
They always just mentioned him.
Yep. And I mean, and I mean, talking about TV shows, everybody thinks it's weird. Everybody's like, you're a horror fan and you don't watch Walking Dead or Supernatural? I'm like, no. I said the shows that I loved, we had a show on here in America called A Haunting.
Yeah.
Which was basically biographies of these haunted places.
Mm-hmm.
And had reenactments and all that stuff. Those are the type of shows I get into, kind of like biographies and documentary type deals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like they made a movie about it now called An American Haunting, which is basically based on the real life haunting of the Bell Witch.
Yeah.
That was many, many years ago in Tennessee. And there's another movie that they made called Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that's also based on a true story. I've seen many, many shows about it. And of course, the most famous haunting they've made tons of documentaries and shows about, called the Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
So those are the top shows that I like to watch, but it really makes me mad because 90% of the paranormal TV shows have been took off the air.
Mm-hmm.
So
just recently, I don't know if it's I think I heard it. That after 7 years of Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show, done by Joss Whedon, and Angel spin-off, Buffy writer creator, I guess, wanted to bring the show back, but Sarah Michelle Gellar turned it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar, I guess, when she first started Buffy, her movie career hadn't really blown up the way it had now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, she might have turned it down now, but the thing is, she was doing a bunch of movies when she turned it down. She ain't done a single movie since she turned it down.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and I think David Boreanaz, he's too busy, I guess, doing the show Bones now.
Yeah.
To even, even I guess want to even bring back the character of Angel, if they did bring that back, even if for a movie or something, he's still busy doing Bones, I believe.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I'll probably, because it seems like from what I've heard of it, there is one TV show that I think's on Netflix right now that I'll probably end up watching because I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
And it's 2 things that I absolutely love. One thing that I've always read and studied about is serial killing.
Mm-hmm.
and I always found that interesting. And forensic police work,
Yeah.
and that show is called Dexter.
Yeah, yeah. Dexter. What's the names in that? Judy Benz, who played one of the vampires in Buffy and Angel.
Hmm. And I mean, from what I understand, the whole show is basically Dexter is a forensic analysis scientist
Yeah.
who's so secretly a serial killer.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm like, yeah, and I mean that's the perfect combo because they're still looking for him and they can't find him because he knows all the forensic work.
Have you been in contact with Dominic lately?
I haven't talked to him this week. I've talked to him a little bit on Facebook. I'm definitely going to have to. I'll probably give him a call tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
to check on him because he usually calls and checks on me.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to give him a call and check on him. But from Facebook posts and everything else, he's doing pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah. Because he seems, I think you said before, pretty busy with moving house or something.
Yep, he's been trying to move to, well, as you guys call it, he's been trying to move, figure out, find a new flat.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he's trying to find that, and he's got the movie on his shoulders. He's fixing to move to a brand new studio to do his radio show from.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got all that going on. Plus, he's been taking some, promotional pictures and stuff for the movie and of himself and everything like that. So he's promoting everything. So he's been kind of busy.
Yeah. One day, it'd be good to have you both on here as a little chat.
Yeah, which tomorrow, if I get to talk to him, I'm going to bring that up. And hopefully after he settles down, finds him a nice flat to stay in
Yeah.
and everything like that, I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that he'll be able to, have a day where we can all sit and chat.
I might have to do like a retitle. Like I have the title. What I usually do is like the Johnson's Weekly Nerd Chat, and put like in like sub brackets next to it, the Runaway from the Unknown special.
Yep, man. I mean, like I've told our viewers before, anybody wants to come on and be a special guest, you're more than welcome. Okay, well, Leandra, if you can't comment, message me on Messenger because it shows up on my iPad. So if you want to ask a question, just ask the question on the Messenger and I'll read it out loud.
Okay.
Work. So yeah, she said that she couldn't comment because she's on the iPhone 6 and it wouldn't allow her to comment. So I was like, yeah, just message me and it pops up on my screen. So
That's cool. Where were we?
we were talking about having special guests to the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep, I think it would. And I mean, like I said, if you've been watching the show for the past, 8 times,
Yeah.
you can tell I'm not a serial killer.
Actually, I was deciding today. Yeah, yesterday I had my personal trainer who comes because I have a personal trainer I get fit with sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once a week, sometimes twice a week, called Chris. And I said I got a friend on YouTube named Eugene Johnson who lives in America. And I said that we're good friends, and we just lately started doing a live chat every week.
Mm-hmm.
I said I know him on Twitter as well, and I showed him a part of our chat from last week, I think, or was it the Ernest one we did where we was talking about and having fun with Ernest's character?
Yeah.
And he said, "You seem like a very nice guy," and he liked what he saw of the chat.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like everybody that I was in the movie with and everything else. I mean, even the guy that delivers pizza from Domino's, he actually showed up about a week or two ago, and I've known him for a long time, and he actually brought my pizza, and he was like, "How's the movie going?" I was like, "Well, we got a couple more scenes to film, and then we're done." And I showed him the picture that's on the website because
Yeah.
I've got it downstairs in a big 8x10. And he's like, "You play the evil guy?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Go figure. The nicest guy on the planet has to play the evil guy." I I was like, that's all part of acting.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's
yeah,
all acting is all done very well though. And I from the promo on the site, you
mm-hmm.
do such a really good job at it, especially when you say about that guy making you angry because of being there a long time, and you know that's even very good because you were not. That wasn't acting. That was actual
That
feeling
was,
coming from you. You know. So
yeah. Well, I mean, that was hours and hours and hours of anger and frustration just pouring out in one
yeah.
take. So, I mean,
But it was good for the part.
yeah, that's what, because even Dominic was watching the dailies, after we shot the scene and he was watching it on the computer. He looked at me and said, "You did amazing." I was like, "Because it wasn't acting." I was like, it wasn't acting at all. I was like, it was anger.
Yeah, so I told my trainer also yesterday to go to the. He was on his phone because he looks at his iPhone while I'm doing what I'm doing, and I told him put in "Running Away from the Unknown" website, which if you don't know, guys, it's in the description box if you want to check out Eugene's movie. But
Yep.
he looked at the promo, the promo that's on the website, and the poster.
Yep, and also, guys, you want to check out more of it, just put in "Running Away from the Unknown" in the YouTube search bar, and you'll get all kinds of stuff,
Yeah,
including my promo with Lloyd Kaufman.
that's a very good video. I saw that as well.
Appreciate that, James. I was very nervous that day.
But yeah,
Yeah, that was definitely a big step because it was like all of a sudden, I was watching these guys' movies when I was a kid, and every time it would come on, produced and directed by Lloyd Kaufman. And now all of a sudden I'm standing right beside of him, and it's like somebody's just punching me in the face, going, "It's real! Wake up! Here you are! You're right beside me."
you were very lucky, man.
Yeah, I was standing there going, "Oh my God, is it real? What am I going to do?"
I bet you had to pinch yourself, didn't you, to see if it was real?
Well, I mean, it's like, it was like the promos are pretty, it's a lengthy kind of promo. It's just, we said what we wanted to, but it's like it went like that in a blur. And then I think it kind of dawned on me after we did the promo, which
Mhm.
is a good thing because if I'd been standing there going, I wouldn't have been able to do the promo.
You know
So,
what? When the movie's actually out, you finish the movie making, it's out, edited and put out. I do hope a lot of people buy it and watch it
I'm,
because what I've seen so far of the promos on the website, it looks very good of what I've seen so far. And myself, I can't wait to, I guess I'll have to import the DVD online, but I can't wait to do that because I look forward to seeing the full thing.
well, that's,
Yeah.
we really appreciate it, James, because I mean, me and Dominic and Tammy, we all put our heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because I mean, when he told me the story about it, I mean, I was gung ho as soon as he said, "I want you in the movie." But after he told me the story and what all he'd been through, I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely, I'll be a part of this." I mean, because certain members in my family suffer from alcoholism,
Mhm.
and it's just a horrible, and you think about it, they can't really help it, but they could get help if they wanted to.
Mhm.
But it's just a horrible, horrible thing to go through. And I mean, if this movie could come out and touch people to where they say, well, that was a very good film, and I'm not touching a drop again, it would make me extremely happy to know that I've touched somebody on that level.
Yeah. I even promoted it on your on the Twitter page, my Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
And I put retweets to your post, with Dominic as well,
Yes.
and because retweets actually just shows your post, but on my page.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that my followers can actually look through the page and actually think there's going to be a really good project that you're working hard on. You know.
Well, I mean, me and Dominic both appreciate it, but that's the weird thing was I met Dominic after Tammy sent him that picture that I sent you.
Yeah.
And as soon as, we got on Facebook and started talking on Messenger. And right after we started talking on Messenger, I give him my phone number. He give me his. We started talking on the phone. It was like we knew each other for years.
That's great, though, isn't it? It's like just
Yep.
knowing each other from watching his movies, and then you get
Yep.
getting to actually being in a movie with the people that you're working with now, and it's like now you've been friends for years, so it feels like
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, but it did. I mean, the first time I ever talked to him, I hadn't even met him. It felt like I knew him for years. And the thing is, we got on set and both of us started thinking alike,
Mhm.
which was really cool because, he'd sit there and said, well, I think we should do this for this scene and have you do this. I was like, well, how about we do this scene where I run? He's like, ooh, that's even better. So, yeah, we were playing off of one another, and, he was liking my ideas and I was liking his. So I think it's going to work out in the end.
I like how I was the illusion, the illusion on the promo, how Dominic is there, but like being pulled up by you.
Yep.
And
And
the girlfriend or his girlfriend next to him can't see nothing,
yeah,
or you'll be able to see through her eyes, and she can't see nothing going on. But I like to see how that scene pulls through.
yeah, she, she was actually, she said it was kind of hard to act, and Dom asked her, so he was like, how was it hard to act? And she said, do you know how hard it is to actually not pay attention to a 6'1", 300-pound man grabbing you by the neck? She said, she was like, she said, it's kind of hard to miss. And
Yeah.
but she pulled it off. I do have to say, she pulled it off really well. So, yep. And I mean, that's one thing I can say too. When I grabbed the cameraman and dragged him through the parking lot, I looked in his eyes. There was nothing but fear
Yeah.
because I think he knew that I was pissed. And I think he knew that I was very, very mad. And I could definitely tell. And I'm glad that it frightened him so bad because I think it played through on the camera.
Was there an actual location where the parking lot was he was on?
That was actually the hotel we were staying at.
Okay.
Yep, that was actually the hotel where we were staying at that week. And but yeah, and the whole scene is basically, first they got the scene of me going and grabbing Dominic and pulling him up off the ground. Well, there's tons of takes involved with the movie, so he laid down on the ground, the cameraman, George.
Yeah.
And not going to mention any last names, but he laid down on the ground. He had the camera stuck up here to get a point of view version of Dominic's vision.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that sounds actually, I must say first, it sounds like a very clever idea.
which me and Dom both come up with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, he laid down to film the scene and it just all come out. I was walking over there and I mean, they hadn't even yelled action yet. I was already in character, not meaning to be. And I just went over there, grabbed hair, stomach, flesh, shirt, everything. Yep, everything that I could get a hold of, lifted him off the ground, and just started dragging him where his feet was skittering out from under him. And
I think you could do a lot of very good directing movie job as well.
yeah, that's what. Well, according to if things persist and this does really good, there's going to be.
It's being called. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
We had the the heating on, and it was getting quite hot here, so I had to turn it off.
Really, what degrees? What degrees is it there?
I think it was quite a little. It was a little bit chilly at the moment, so I just turned it on for a bit. And now it's got really boiling, so it's been quite hot today actually. But sometimes throughout the evenings it gets a bit chilly.
Yeah, but here we've been having 70 and 60-degree weather, so
Yeah, is that good? Having this stuff, yeah.
there we go.
So there we are.
All right, yeah. Sorry about that.
Hey, yeah. What was your temperature like? That was it.
Yeah, the temperatures we've got are in the 70s and 60s, so getting pretty warm now.
Do you get really hot summers where you are?
Very, very hot summers. And it's like a lot of people are like, well, you live in the South. I'm not that far south, so yes, we still get snow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Florida and Louisiana and Texas. Some places in Texas doesn't get snow. Well, here in Kentucky, we get snow. So I mean, and that's just the way it is. Now where my girlfriend's at, she lives in upstate New York, right next to Canada,
Okay. Yeah.
and they get snow. They get snow that's absolutely absurd because I mean, there's been people that have died from the temperature.
Really?
Yep. And yes, Leandra, I appreciate that. She said that she was going to buy the DVD when it comes out.
That's good.
Yep. So, but yeah, how many viewers we got, James?
At the moment, one.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's Leandra. I think the Omen. He must have had something
Yeah,
to do.
I just posted, hey guys. I mean, if they're watching on either Google Plus or on the YouTube page, the viewers always appear at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have another one just coming now. Somebody just 2 viewers now.
Okay.
I think they keep going down. If somebody like tunes in and then goes away again, it's gone down to 1 again, so it keeps changing.
Yep. True. Well, whoever's watching, we appreciate you watching.
Actually, a little while ago we had 4.
Really?
Yeah. I should have said it was 4 at the time, actually, but now it's just gone down to 2 again. So upstate New York, that's near Canada. How far away is that from Manhattan?
About 4 hours.
Is it? That's not bad.
Yeah. And yeah, James, sorry to do this, but I just definitely got to do it. For all the people that have sat there and purposely just tune on these videos just to dislike them.
Yeah.
That's what I think about you. So yeah, but that's completely ridiculous.
Actually, I think that's good support, actually, because I think we're just having fun, and talk about our movies and our, what we like doing, our interests and nostalgia and all these different things. And what anybody just dislike that? It's like we're just having fun and just talking normally about stuff, So.
Yep. Well, I mean, like I said, it's PG-13 again, but like I said, it's just ridiculous and shows how much of a child a person can be if they just go through YouTube just to dislike videos. It's ridiculous. Grow up.
Yeah.
Go get you a job or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, yep, for all the dislikes that we're going to get, this is for each and every one of you. Enjoy.
Very good point. I mean, it's like when I do my certain videos, like say with the Ghostbusters Me one, there was more dislikes on there, and I think 4 likes on it. 9 dislikes, I think there was, and 4 likes. Thanks to the ones who liked it, by the way. Awesome stuff. And to every other video I've done on here, including these chats, thank you for all the likes. But like Eugene said about the dislikes, please go away and not watch it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the last chat we did. From what I seen, there was like 6 or 7 likes on it, and we appreciate those. But like I said, you want to see how I feel about the people disliking? Rewind the video a little bit, and you'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to think about what I was going to say there. On Twitter, I believe they used to have like a dislike section, but they've taken that off.
Yeah,
There's only a like section. I think they should do that with YouTube. Take away the dislike option.
yep.
Just have the likes on there. And if for any reason you don't like the video,
Tune
then there's
out.
nothing you can do. There's nothing
Yeah,
you can leave a comment or like whatever. If it's an okay comment, we'll keep it there. We'll it's fine. But and if you like it, then that's the only thing you can do. You can just click the like thing.
yeah.
You
Well,
should get rid of the dislikes thing, and then that way,
yeah.
if they
Well, I
like
mean,
it, good deal.
yeah. I mean, because it's not only following you. I've recently got a bunch of dislikes on some of my videos, and also I guess they're plaguing Gareth.
Mm.
So I mean, I have no idea. I guess just like I said, just a bunch of idiots that have nothing to do. And I mean, if you don't want to watch the video, go watch something else.
Yeah.
Go watch monkey porn for God's sakes. You know, leave the chat alone. I mean, we do this every week. It's something gives us something to do. We relive childhood memories. We talk about our favorite movies.
You know what I must say this now? A very big thank you for I mean I like doing chats anyway, but thank you for being the one to join me and doing these for now 8 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any certain weeks when we're unable to or whatever, that's fine because we're always here to come back the following weeks and whatever. So, so we'll be always doing them when we can. Hopefully next week will be all okay as well. But if for any reason we'll let you guys know, the ones that really enjoy us, and that will let you know if there's anything going on for any reason. But other than that, if there's nothing else going on, we will be here.
Mm-hmm. And I
So
mean, well, like I said, James, it's no problem really. I mean, because I enjoy them just as much as you.
yeah.
And I mean, that's like I was saying, in the weeks before, 90% of the friends that I've got on YouTube are English.
I'm glad of that.
Yeah, and it's really cool because I mean, like I said, if I ever find myself in London making, or England, anywhere in England where I'm making a movie, I can give you guys a shout and say, yeah, well, I'm here, come see me.
Yeah.
So
I like it's like I knew you were how long we knew about each other now? 4 or
oh,
5 years?
yeah, well, longer than that, I think. I think we started watching each other's videos way back in 2011.
Yeah, I think that was it, yeah.
Yes, 2011 or late 2010, somewhere around through there.
Because it was then we subscribed and started watching and enjoying the videos.
Yeah, well,
We
I
did
mean,
that swap, didn't we? And sent you the Demons hard box,
mm-hmm.
which
And I
is
mean, that was
still quite a place in your collection.
still got a place. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it over on my shelf right now.
That's good.
And I've even, which may shock you, but I've never received anything out of the country. So when you sent that, I actually have still got your note that you sent with that.
Yeah.
And still got the packaging that you sent that in.
That's cool.
Yep. So I mean,
See, that is what an actual friend on YouTube, who would receive a package, and keep the note, keep the packaging. That is what a friend would do.
Yep. Well, I mean,
yeah. It's the movies, as the main thing, I said, but the packaging and the letter is like an extra thing to go with it. I think.
Yeah. So I mean, yep. Yeah. But I mean, everything that you've sent me, I've still got the packaging and the letter from Ghostbusters and Slashers.
Yeah. See, so.
Yep. So I mean, I keep that's as soon as you sent that, I was like, this is awesome. I'm gonna keep it. So. And I mean, but yeah, well, you were one of the very first subscribers I ever had.
Oh, we got a question here from The Omens. Oh, yeah, thanks, The Omen, who's still watching.
Yes, appreciate it.
He says, yes, keep the chats coming, guys.
We will definitely keep the chats coming.
We will do as well. Let's just say, haters and dislikes will definitely not bring us down.
Yeah, well,
that is not going to happen.
Just put it this way, okay? The unknown will haunt your dreams. So yeah,
That is a great title for your movie.
yeah. So yep. I hope you have bad dreams about all the dislikers and haters. I hope you have bad dreams about your mother running around the house naked. So that's what I think about. That always did. That's something that always did get on my nerves. People bullying people and people disliking people's videos and stuff like that for no reason.
Yeah.
That always did get on my last nerve. So, yeah, that's a pretty touchy subject with me.
But at least the Omen still enjoys it and enjoys what we
Yep,
have to come.
yep, and I love watching your videos too, Omen. Keep them coming, man. Love your name too. One of the best movies ever made.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, it's on his avatar picture. It's actually
Hmm.
the kid Damien as well.
Yep, yep. Creepy little guy, but love the movie.
I like how in each of the movies he gets like he's slightly older.
Yes, he
Like,
does.
I think he's like a teenager or something in the second one.
Yeah, who was the one? What's that guy's name that played him that was in Jurassic Park?
Um, I know he was in Jurassic Park, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. He actually played Damien in either the Omen 4 or 5. I can't remember.
It was Omen 3.
Okay, but I can't remember. Hang on, I'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was a pretty good. Always.
Like, when you find out in a minute, I know the name after you say it, but I just can't remember it right now.
Let's see here. Hang on a second. I will check.
Omen says, when it comes out on DVD, I think your movie, I want a signed copy.
Well, Omen, you let me know, and I will. You private message me somewhere. You can still send the emails through YouTube. You let me know your address, and you will get a signed copy, my friend. Promise.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sam Neill.
Sim.
Yep. So Sam Neill, which I thought he did a good job.
Yeah. Have you seen the fourth one, TV made movie?
Yes, I did. I didn't like those as much as I did the theater movies because I mean they cut out so much in the TV movies.
What about the remake?
The remake was all right. As a matter of fact, funny story about the remake. The remake of The Omen first premiered here in the United States on June 6th of 2006. That was 666.
Actually, I remember seeing something in the booklet I got in my box set. I was actually very correct.
Yes, and it was kind of weird because I actually went on a date with a. It's funny now that I think about it, but I used to go to night school.
Oh, so I just say that Omen says thanks, buddy, for the signed copy of the movie.
No problem, Omen. Anytime you need to get a hold of me or anything, just send me a private message, comment on a video, let me know you want to talk. And like I said, well, after the DVD comes out, just send me an email through YouTube, give me your information, and I will send you a copy. But anyway,
I have pretty much a lot of autographs when the time.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I done give my pizza delivery guy one.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back to the Omen. I used to go to night school, and there was my teacher down there. She was a cool teacher, but the teacher had a daughter.
Okay.
And her name, I'm not going to say her name, but she had a daughter, and I thought she was really, really cute. So I actually went up to her and the teacher had told everybody like 3 or 4 months before and said, I don't want any of you punks dating my daughter. So the Omen come out. I went up to her. I said, you want to go see the Omen with me? She's like, sure. So we started dating and dated for about 2 years. And the teacher was actually okay with me dating her daughter. So So yeah, that's one memory I've got because I remember we went and seen it on that day.
Yeah. They only ever made, was it, yeah, the four movies. I don't think they made anything else after that, did they? Apart from the remake.
Hmm. Which I mean, you know, and it's like I said, they could have added to it instead of remaking it.
Hmm.
So
Do you like the sequels to The Exorcist?
the I like The Exorcist and Exorcist 3 with George C. Scott. That's it. Well, the one, The Exorcist Revelation or whatever it was that came out.
Was that the second one?
Yeah, that's no, that's actually the last one they made. It's been a few years back.
Okay.
There's The Exorcist 2, the Hetrick, Exorcist 3, and then there's The Exorcist Dominion and Exorcist Revelation. Me personally, I like The Exorcist 3, and The Exorcist Revelation. The part 2 was just god awful.
Well, here's something interesting. The Omen asks us says something else to us. You guys might be interested to know that my son is named as Damien. He's
That's
got a
not
son named Damien.
well, just as long as he don't look at you. If he wakes up one day and goes, "I'll swallow your soul," I think you're safe. But very cool name. I always liked the name Damien. As a matter of fact, when I was with my ex, she she was pregnant when I met her, and so put me in charge of naming her son, and I actually named him after Michael Myers. So his name is Michael.
Okay.
Yep. So I named him after Michael Myers because I always liked the name Michael, and I swore if I ever had a child on my own who was mine, I'd probably name him Damien.
Yeah.
I always liked that name. It was just neat. I always thought.
There's actually a TV series here. We call it a comedy show called Only Fools and Horses, an entire comedy thing. My mum got the whole collection on VHS and I think some DVDs. But one of the characters on there got a son called Damien as well.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, actually, they actually play like a type of music to the Damien name
Yeah.
when it says about it. And another character, when he sees Damien, the kid, it's the son to this character on the show, is like scared because of his name.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that brings up a good question that I haven't asked you yet. Since you being from the UK and you get, you know, all you guys that I talked to for being from the UK, do you like Monty Python?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is one of the best classics that was ever made. Because I mean, but yeah, I mean, the show is just ridiculous, so ridiculous it's funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, I think that's the guy, John Cleese in it, isn't it?
Yes, John Cleese and a bunch of other really good British actors. But yeah, I absolutely love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I mean, because it's just like I said, it's just so ridiculous. It's funny, and I mean,
Isn't that the movie where the guy eats so much that he actually, I don't know, in a restaurant or something?
I don't think that was the Holy Grail. I think it was one of them. It might have been the Meaning of Life or the Life of Brian. I can't remember, but it's one of them.
I know the John Cleese, I think he's in the morning.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Because I know he's also in a comedy from years and years ago now. I put a TV show here called 40 Towers.
Hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, and I think John Cleese actually played the Pink Panther.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and the remake, I'm pretty sure he played. No, it was Steve Martin in the remake. The original was John Cleese.
Do you like the Pink Panther cartoon?
I absolutely adore the Pink Panther cartoon. And I've actually caught myself, I'll catch myself every once in a while humming the theme. So, but yeah, I used to sit and watch the Pink Panther all the time. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all those, love all those.
Oh yeah, they're classics.
Yep. So, I mean, yep, really big Looney Tunes fan. But I think one of my favorite shows of when I was a kid all the way up to now is the Three Stooges.
When I think of the Three Stooges, I always think of the Lone Gunman from the X Files.
Probably you're the only one that would think that, James. I mean, because when I think of the Three Stooges, it's always the eye gouging and the slapping and the stomping and all that. And then it's just like the Lone Gunman from the X Files. Like, what? Yeah. Hey, James, you watch any Three Stooges? The X Files? Huh? Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, the sweet computer nerds, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but to be like you sitting there going, "Hey, Eugene, did you watch any of the Supernatural? You mean Jason Voorhees?" It's like, what?
So do you like the X Files in general?
I liked a couple of the shows, and now Leandria just just messaged me on Messenger, says, "Ooh, I want a signed copy too." Well, I guess if that's going to be the case, I'll have to give you a signed copy too, James.
Okay.
Which you're lucky. You already got my autograph.
I do, yeah.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know if that autograph's going to amount to anything, but here's hoping.
I think one at my desk drawer here somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. That's as I sent you a pretty long letter along with the movies when I sent you it.
Yeah.
Yep. Which after my girlfriend is planning on coming in and moving in with me at the end of next month.
Yeah.
So where I'll have transportation,
Mm-hmm.
me and you should be able to do a lot more trading.
Cool.
So yeah, here's looking for the future. So
Yeah.
and plus we already talked about it. Any copies that she's got and that I already owned, or any copies that I already own that she's got, since we don't have no use for them, we'll probably send them to you.
Oh, cheers.
No problem, man. Because I mean, they won't be doing us any good sitting in a bookshelf. So
Yeah.
give them to somebody that at least going to use them.
Yeah, and as I say, I've got a multi-region player, so it's like I can play it on my own main player, which is awesome. So.
Yep. And I mean, it's like I would give them to my brother, but the thing is, he's already got any movie title under the sun you can think of. So
I'll tell you about my DVD player. It was like a normal Region 2 bought player for like, I don't know, a couple of months I was using it, and I bought my first few um, Region 1 movies from the States, thinking that I'd be able to play it, not knowing it was a Region 2 player because of the Region 2 logo at the back.
yeah.
But then I searched on Google, and because I heard about hacking codes that you can give a DVD player.
Yeah.
So I actually made my own player, Region 3.
You just given me a hell of an idea, James. You sure did, because I could probably, the way my Blu-ray player is set up, I could probably do the same thing.
Because I think what you got to do is like search your player, the model of it, onto a Google search. But when put in the model first, what make it is or whatever, then maybe hack code next to it. It might come up with some forums or some details on how you can use your remote to make it region 3.
All right, yeah, that sounds good to me. I could.
Because in that way you'll be able to play slashers on your DVD player.
Yep. And but yeah,
And even Demons 2, because that's a Region 2 as well, I think. So.
yep. I mean, well, see, that's the thing. My girlfriend, she has a region-free Blu-ray player, but I mean, still, I mean, before this new one I got right after Christmas, the one I had before that completely blew up, it was completely region-free. So I mean, yeah, I was having a ball because I was watching Demons like every weekend. So, which is
Yeah,
even.
so if you have any movies sent my way, I always got plenty of. I got a player that I can actually play it on without even having to worry that it's not gonna play on it, because it will, because I made it region free, so it's really good that I can.
Yep, and that's just like everybody was looking at my DVDs, and they found it strange that the ones that you sent has got the age restriction on the cover.
Oh yeah, like Slasher's got that on, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Where'd this come from? This is not American." I said, "Yeah, I know, it's England." It's like those DVDs are from England.
Because I think with the US ones, on the back of the case, you just got like the PG-13 or R-rated thing on the back. But that's only on the back, and I got like on one small part of the corner.
Yep.
Because on the side, I think you just got the code of the studio, the title of the movie, and that's it on the spine.
Mm-hmm.
And on the front, you just got like the main art of whatever the movie is.
Yep.
So the only thing to do with ages on the back of the cases in the States. But no, in England, you got have I got one here? I just to show an example of one of the horror movies here I got. Yeah, so on the back, see here. On the back, you've got a little bit of the age, saying what the age is about. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yeah, I can see it.
The meaning of the age. Plus on the side as well.
Yeah.
And then on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got more stuff. You've got more like age restriction stuff on the English DVDs than you have the American one.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's the thing. Everybody's like, well, how's that possible? When you got kids over there that can't buy R-rated movies. When you go to a store to buy an R-rated movie here, as soon as they scan it across the scanner to, put it in the system,
yeah,
a alarm beeps on the register, and it pops up as customer over 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they do that. But I mean, well, they're more pretty lenient on rated R movies here because, well, I mean, from what I understand, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, didn't get released over there till many, many years after it was released here.
Yeah, because I think it was banned for many years.
Yeah, it was on London's blacklist.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's one thing. I love England. I love the history of it. But I would have been banging my head against the wall if I couldn't have watched Chainsaw Massacre.
I'll tell you a little bit about the ratings in the UK. All right, there's 5 of them. I think we've got U, PG, 12, 15, and 18. So U's like for Universal, anything like I don't know. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can be a kid, you can be an adult. U is for anything, anyone. PG stands for parental guidance. So I guess if you're young or below 18, below 15, or below 12, the parents have to maybe watch the movie first to see if it's okay to show it to their young ones.
Yeah.
So that'd be PG, and 12. I guess anybody younger than 12 might not be suitable for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like RPG.
12 and up. 12 and up is okay.
Yeah.
15s again for maybe for people below 15 is not for. So obviously over 15s is the thing for 15 movie to be for.
Yeah.
And 18, which is what the I guess is R rating there.
Yep.
To us, it's yeah, well, so it's kind of like the same thing. It's like to us to be like below 18 is maybe not that suitable for it. I guess they do see it, you know. Some people
Yeah,
do see movies. It's not really for them, but it's set for people
yeah.
18 and up. Um,
Well,
you know, R rating and 18, I guess, is the same kind of thing that you know is in the US, and PG-13, I guess, is the same as
shoot, it
PG
froze
here.
again.
I'm sorry. Hello.
There we go.
What
Okay.
did you say then?
Well, you froze up a little bit. Um, but well, that's kind of like here. We have a total of 5 of them now. There's G, which stands for guidance.
Hmm.
PG, parental guidance. PG-13, which is you have to have your parents' permission to watch. And then we've got rated R, and then the newest one is the unrated, which in American standards, unrated movie has no rating on it, which is considered by the ratings board to be a rated X film.
Okay.
Yep. So I mean, the reason that a lot of Walmart wouldn't carry unrated movies for years, and they just recently started doing it back in about 2002 or 2003.
Hmm.
And I mean, well, the reason there's a lot more gore and killing and stuff like that, more brutal scenes to the unrated versions of films because, well, like I said, it's basically an R-rated movie. I mean, an
Yeah.
X-rated movie by the, of course, then there's the adult, sexual movies and all that stuff, which has got triple X ratings, which,
Yeah.
the horror movies don't go that far, but they'll show more of the killing scenes and stuff.
Hmm.
So,
I guess on the Hardbox series of movies called X-rated Cult, they must be
hmm
like X-rated horror movies.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of them's that way. And I mean, they weren't available for years,
Hmm.
which I'm glad they finally started releasing them that way.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get more hard boxes quite recently, but they're so quite pricey. So I might get some at some point, but when I see one that's, I guess, affordable and
Yeah.
one of a movie that I'm kind of interested in.
hmm But yeah, I'm glad, actually, pretty excited that you told me about the hack code, James. I'll make my Blu-ray player region free now.
Yeah.
That's that's gonna be awesome. I can stretch back and watch slashers up here.
Watch slashers in bed.
Yes, watch slashers in bed. Have Chainsaw Charlie running around. Y'all aren't nice to Charlie. Not nice at all.
Yeah. What if they made a sequel? What would you be like as Chainsaw Charlie?
I'd be a lot more gruesome. Because I mean, I think it'd been cool. I mean, where he cuts the woman in half and then just leaves. I would have probably cut her hand off and caught the one girl and pushed her back in the corner and took her finger, cut her finger off and stuck it in the girl's face. You know, I'd been like, Charlie thinks you pretty. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I would have made him a lot more gruesome and more, evil.
I just, I thought because it was like a cheaply made movie, that decapitated head would look a lot more fake, but I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, that's like, I can make something look real. Prime example of that, you seen my hockey mask.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's if I'd had the chance to work with special effects, I could have made that head look real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd been like, yep. Now instead of a styrofoam head, we're gonna make it look real.
Have you using like anything like props in your movie to do heads or
Uh,
whatever?
we have not got to have the fortune to use props yet. We may in the future. I
Yeah.
would like to anyway. 'Cause there's a couple people I'd like to bash over the head with like a ball bat or something. Think
Uh,
it'd be fun. Or it'd be even better if I got to throw somebody through a wall or something like that. That'd be cool.
in your Friday the 13th marathon next week,
Hmm.
are you going to watch them all in order, or are you going to choose a certain order to watch them in?
I'll probably watch them all in order
Yeah.
because it would just live up to the Friday the 13th tradition to watch them all in order. So
How about Freddy vs. Jason? Would you watch that one?
I might steer clear of that one.
Yeah.
I mean, because don't get me wrong. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of people that hate me over it, but I just can't get used to the fact of Jason walking around like a Frankenstein monster.
As I was looking in that movie.
Yeah, that's what put me in. Yeah, without the arm stretched out. I mean, but he was basically going thump, 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 thump. I'm sitting there going, because in all the other Friday the 13th, Jason is a big, swift killer.
Yeah.
He doesn't move like a robot.
Yeah. A robot that doesn't age.
Yeah, a robot that doesn't age. Yeah, but yeah, there was, and of course, strange echoes of last week with sagging skin.
Oh no, not that again.
Yeah, Jim.
I couldn't move on from that, what Ashley said there.
Yeah, but coming soon, Terminator versus Jason Voorhees. Arnold Schwarzenegger's now got a new skin flap that he raises up on his chest and grabs a shotgun out of. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, when your skin starts sagging, you kind of need to give it up.
You know what I think? I think it's been announced that Arnie's going to be doing yet another 2-minute film.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm sure I heard it somewhere.
Yeah, I could just imagine that. The
He's
new
like this,
Terminator.
it's going to be dripping off his face.
Yep, it'd be like somebody come up and try to talk to the Terminator. He'll have to take his forehead away from his lips and put it back up here, and he'd go, "What did you say to me?" Every time he asks the question, he'll have to move his forehead or his cheek.
Or it probably would be that he's too blinded because his skin's dropped.
Yes, like.
And he has to take off entire skin.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Question from the Omen. Quick question, James. Do you have the Hammer horror, The Mummy? No, I don't have the Hammer horror of The Mummy. Actually, I don't have any of the Hammer horror movies at all. I'd really like to get some of those, though.
Oh, James, you definitely got to get some Hammer.
Yeah.
And also, you definitely need to check out some of the Amicus movies as well. So Amicus Studios was an England studio that made some of the best horror movies that ever was back in the old days.
Do you know any of the Hammer horror films?
I actually got a couple of Dracula Hammer horror films downstairs that my girlfriend sent me.
Yeah.
And they're hers, but she sent them to me just to watch and keep in the collection. So yeah, I've got a couple of the Dracula ones, and Christopher Lee actually was in a couple of the Hammer. Well, he's actually in a lot of the Hammer horror films.
My favorite one that he was in, I guess the favorite one of mine that I've seen years ago. I mean, they repeated some of them on the horror channel that I've seen on TV here.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one I saw on VHS years ago, I actually want to get on DVD now at some point. It's called Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Yep. That's a classic. Love Satanic Rites of Dracula. And if I'm not mistaken, the Wolfman, the London version, with Oliver Reed, was actually a Hammer Horror uh, release.
Yeah, I think so.
So.
There's also one not even starring Christopher Lee, but it's called Twins of Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about these two twin sisters, these two twin girls, and one of them, I think they live opposite a Dracula's, opposite a vampire's castle or something, and one of them gets infected by the vampire's blood, so she becomes one, and then the other twins just sort of wondering what's gone on with it because she's acting stranger and has no reflection and all that sort of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
she ends up turning her own sister into a vampire after she gets turned into one by this other guy.
Yep.
So
And,
good one.
yep. And if you can ever get your hands on an Amicus DVD, the one I suggest is the original Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, the original one by Horror Hammer, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the movie, Tales from the Crypt. But Amicus released it, and there's an amazing movie. I love it.
There's also a show from I think early 2000s. I watched one episode of it on YouTube. It's called Masters of Horror.
Yes, which is funny because on the Roku system that my girlfriend bought for me, where it's basically you can watch all these shows and stuff over the internet. She actually has the entire collection on her Amazon account. So,
Because I'm going to buy that sometime soon on Amazon. I think they only made like 4 seasons or 3 seasons of it.
mm-hmm. And yeah, and the real cool thing is the box set. If you can get a hold of the box set, is the box set comes in a skull, and you take the top of the skull off to get the DVDs.
Because I think I've seen that on Amazon here. I think I might go for the box set one.
Yeah,
I think it's like two. You got 2 volumes for season 1 and 2 volumes for season 2. I think it's only 2 seasons.
yeah, it's something like that. But yeah, and something else you guys used to have that I would actually pull out every tooth that I have to get my hands on is that a certain studio in England released a Phantasm box set,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes in the silver sphere that flies around and kills people. And you open up the top of the sphere, and there's all the DVDs, and I was like, oh, they didn't release it over here, and I was like, damn it. I was like,
I thought that's kind of strange because I thought that might be released worldwide. That's a shame, huh?
no, it was only released in England, and this is years ago, and I think that they only released a certain number, and I probably won't even be able to find it. I might be able to find it at a convention one day, but I know it'll probably be expensive as hell if I do find it.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Because this is that's nice. Quick question, James. Do you have the Hammer Horror, The Mummy? When I said no, comes back with something else saying, I have a spare copy, pal, if you want it. That's very nice, The Omen.
Yes, it is. It's very nice of it.
Yeah, I'd like that. But send me a message on YouTube, and I'll forward on to my details to you.
Yeah, but it's really cool of the Omen.
Yes, thanks so much for that. That's awesome because um, it would have been one I chose myself, but if there's a spare copy, I'd love to see it.
Mm.
Because
Yep.
yeah, no, thanks for that. That's great. But yeah, I do want to. This is a live show, and it's going to go out to my YouTube, channel and that. So I don't really want to give personal details live. So if you can send me a message on my, send a message to my channel, I'll reply to you with my details. And yeah.
Yep. James is also scared that some of the scientists have been eating Jason's heart and might find him.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that's one
No, that's nice. That I live in there. Yeah.
yeah, that is very. But well, I mean, from all the videos I've seen of the Omen's channel, he seems like he's a really cool guy and knows horror like me. So
Yeah. I was surprised actually. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, from the videos I've seen, he's a really cool guy. He's got a lot of steel books too, James. If you might want to check out his channel.
Oh, do after this. I should be a bit late tonight, but tomorrow for sure, I'll check out the channel and subscribe.
Yep, be sure and check it out because um he's got a small steelbook collection that I checked out the other day. Very cool collection.
He says he'll private message me tomorrow. That's great. Thanks for that. Look forward to it.
Yeah, very cool of you, the Omen.
And I'll say now here live that when I've received it, I'll do an unpackaging for you.
Yep.
And you know, it's the thing. It's one of those cool things to do, isn't it? When you receive anything from a YouTuber, whether it's somebody like got a spare copy and he just wants to send it to you, or when it's like I sent you that gift as well.
Yes, and I mean, well, I
And
mean, yeah.
even trading, if you're good friends and like we are, you can just have stuff from other people if they got some spare, or friends can do swaps, and gifts. It's just a nice thing to do that on here. Like make up it's like what's a community? YouTube is a community, and so you can sort of do that kind of thing when you become good friends with people.
Well, James, I'll tell you straight up, man. I mean, when you sent me those gifts, it made my week.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was extremely happy and thrilled to open that up and see, Ghostbusters and slashers, because it's like three movies from my childhood that I get to watch again.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's what I've said before, and I'll say it again, and I will keep saying it till the day I die.
Mm-hmm.
Us horror fans have got to stick together.
That's why we all have to keep it horror.
Yep, man. That's why I always say keep it horror at the end of my videos, because more than Leandra just wrote and said now all she can think about is sagging. Sorry, but anyway, horror fans to me, they're more than just friends. I consider them family.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've went to many conventions. I've met many people who love horror, and they're the nicest people that you can ask to meet.
I'm going to tell you something now that I've that maybe somebody else on YouTube told me a little while ago. They're on YouTube because the people they get in contact with in real life are not really big movie fans.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only movie fans they ever come in contact with are the ones when they interact, like we are, like I am to you now.
Yeah.
Or when you record a video on a camera or iPad or whatever and upload it to YouTube. That's the only way people can have interaction with other people who like movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain people in their everyday life are like lonely in the way that they don't share the same interest in film as a lot of people us do on here. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's like this. Every week I enjoy this because you're thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from me.
Yeah.
But it's cool that we can both, get on YouTube and talk every week.
Yeah.
So.
And it's this. I don't know how long this Google Hangout's been around now. I mean, I've been doing my other chat I used to do, the geeky chat a while ago.
Yeah.
Now the other one, the Johnson's Live. I think it's sort of been around since Google Plus interactive YouTube, because before Google Plus was a part of YouTube, you were just able to comment and reply and upload videos to YouTube. I think the only way you could talk to other people's videos was just do video responses.
Yep, I think so.
But since then, Google kind of came together with YouTube, and I think you had to join Google Plus because otherwise you couldn't get comments working on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's all as one thing now. So you had to get Google Plus, and the Hangouts was a part extra to Google Plus, and it goes through to your YouTube channel as well. So it's a good way of still keeping in contact with the movie community and make it entertaining for them, and
Yep.
for good friends to chat.
Yep. And speaking of video responses, anybody, anybody that's checking out my channel and going through older videos, I made one video response, and it was to a particular user who deleted her account a long time ago, named Nutty Madam. And this girl was completely out of her mind because she made some really bad derogatory remarks against Stephen King and everybody else. And she told a bunch of YouTubers to burn in hell and that she wished that they would die because they didn't like Twilight. So, needless to say, if anybody checks out that video, I will warn you, it's probably rated 17R. I'll tell you that right now because I let her know how I felt.
Good point, though. Yeah.
Yep. Because but she was actually commenting on people's videos and everything, saying, "I wish you would die."
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, are you really that seriously freaking stupid?
Yeah.
Because the way that I see it, how normal people religiously will worship God or Jesus or whatever, who you believe in, whatever. I think she actually worshipped Stephenie Meyer.
It's like your opinion counts, like yours count, mine do in the way that I don't like Twilight,
Yeah. And that was the thing. If you had anything bad to say about Twilight, she attacked you. If you would have been right there and said that you didn't like Twilight, she would have probably punched you in the face. No joke. She was that crazy. And I've said some pretty bad things about her, but I'm not
She's not
sorry
on it
for her.
now. She's not around anymore.
Well, I think she still may have a channel up, but she actually broke down in tears and cried and screamed and everything on a video that she did because the Breaking Dawn Part 2 was the last of the Twilight genre. So she actually broke down, started crying, screaming, and everything else.
Why would anybody do that for a movie, especially that movie?
Yeah, and everybody, James, you got to check out some of her older videos, man, because she'd have a trailer reaction on her YouTube, and every time a new Twilight trailer was released, she would cry and scream at the screen. I'm sitting there going, sorry to excuse my language, but I was like, this bitch is crazy. I was like, she's completely nuts. I was like, she doesn't have a brain.
Yeah.
And she started attacking Stephen King and me and everybody else. So I made a video response to her and shut her up.
Yeah, and also you should also block the channel.
Yeah, I did. I made sure and blocked the channel because she was leaving threatening remarks on my YouTube channel. She was telling me that she would find out where I lived at, and she would send a bomb through the mail. And I'm like, what a kid.
That's just babyish.
Yeah, that's. And but as soon as the threat started, is when I made the response video and told her exactly what I thought about her.
Yeah.
So,
people like that and other people, that don't get on your side, they deserve to be blocked.
Yeah, and that was one thing about the YouTube community. I did make some friends during that point because there was a ton of people backing me up. Because there was people seeing the threats on my YouTube channel, and we're going to her YouTube channel and writing on her videos. I seen what you said to Mortician Man. I'm a witness. So
I just thinking then, like when I was watching some of your more older videos, I remember you used to also share another guy in the video as well, me and this other person called Marco.
Yes, he was actually. I don't think he has a YouTube channel anymore, which is a shame. He was a really good guy.
I think I
Really,
was up to him as well, to be honest.
yeah, he was. I think he was from Sweden.
Yeah,
He was a really cool guy. Had a lot of horror movies. I entered a bunch of his contests. He always commented on my videos.
yeah.
And I mean, and then all of a sudden, it's just, he disappeared.
But, yeah, I think I mean, yeah, because I was watching some of your more older videos, the unpackaging of demons and other ones you've done,
Yep,
back in the day.
yep.
And I remembered you mentioned him, and I was looking around for his channel. I can't remember what his channel was now, actually, but
Yep.
I do remember being subscribed to him, and I just remember you mentioning the name, and I just thought,
Yep.
what Eugene is this name?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, I mean, I owed a big thank you to both of you because he gave me a shout out on one of his videos, and you did too,
Yeah.
about at the same time.
Hmm.
And I mean, but now I mean his channel's gone. I don't know what happened to him. I hope the poor guy's doing well.
It's like I mean, I've been on here. Well, the Mighty Video News channel, and the other one I had was it was copyrighted
Mm-hmm.
to make this one, which is now my main one.
Oh yeah,
Um,
but
but
real quick.
there's still a link on my channel now for going back to it for my more older videos,
Yep.
because they're like it's more like an archive channel now. It's just full of more of my older stuff. But back when I was on that channel as my main channel, there used to be a lot of people that used to be on doing YouTube weekly, daily, doing daily videos, and a lot of the people I knew back then are gone.
Yeah.
Like Marco, and now.
Yeah. It's
Um,
strange.
I
But
thought
yeah.
they did great videos. They did kind of what we do now, reviews, updates,
Yep.
and just say like maybe I don't know, chats and miscellaneous stuff, or maybe just vlogs, just doing that general videos and how they are and that. And a lot of the people that I watched back then are gone. I'm just
Yeah.
glad that some of the people that I knew back then, like me and you're still
Yep.
around. I'm thankful that we're doing these now. But a lot of the other ones are like gone. So
Yep. And I mean, but I wish them well. I hope they're all doing well. But on a real quick note, I got an email the other day from YouTube. As a matter of fact, last week, one of my videos was flagged for copyright infringement.
what was this one?
If you go back to my videos, do you remember the silly video I did that said that Michael Myers stole my phone and I was sitting there with a Michael Myers mask on?
Okay.
In the video, I had just received the new phone that I got now, and I used my old phone to play the Shape Stocks theme.
Hmm.
And I just sat there and looked at the camera a few minutes, and then I cut the video just
Yeah.
to, be fun and, have people laugh. Well, because I used the Shape Stocks theme written by John Carpenter, my video was flagged, and that video has been up for like 3 years now.
It's weird how after a good few years that then it suddenly gets like that.
Yep, it got flagged, so I had to go back to the video, get in my editing tools, and make a comment saying, I do not own the music to this. This was no copyright infringement intended. It was just for fun.
Yeah.
And luckily, I haven't heard anything else about it, so.
Should be okay though now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a question here. Message from Alex. Weird question. James, are you gay? No, I'm not. What kind of question is that? No, I'm not.
Well, I'm sure he's gay in a happy way.
Yeah.
Yep, so that defines your question.
Yeah. Where was I? Let's move on from that. Yeah, when everyone was talking about YouTubers that we really enjoyed and they just moved on, or maybe they just closed their accounts for some reason.
Yep. And then again, I can understand some people closing their accounts because, so much hatred and stupid people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because there is, there's a bunch of childish people on YouTube anymore. Because it's like the other day, I commented on a video, which I never should have done, but I thought it was pretty cute. There was a young girl who had just received a Bible from one of her relatives, and I commented on it. I said, "Very pretty Bible, I'm glad. I hope you get a lot of enjoyment reading it."
Yeah.
Some guy come back and attacked me, told me I was wrong, I was going to burn in hell, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, people need to find lives. Instead of I think their main purpose in life is to get up every day, go to YouTube, see what subscribers have uploaded new videos, just so they can trash on.
I tell you, somebody who I still watches my videos and still really enjoys them. She hasn't watched. Well, I think she watches my videos still, but don't really comment much. But she always sends me a message now and again. And she did ask some questions on my old geeky chats, and I referred to a good friend on YouTube. Actually, I referred to as Kelly of the channel Miss NYC Sparkles.
Yes, I've heard you mention her a lot in your older videos.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of your other videos, she sent you an awesome birthday package.
She has done for the last many years, since I can't remember, but she had some really good stuff. First birthday package I had from her was it was sent directly from her. She had some movies, including the movie House, the horror movie House.
Yes, one of my favorite movies, actually.
That was sent to me from her, along with what else was it? I think it was called Splinter or Shredder or something.
Yeah, that's a movie that's been out for a little while called Splinter, I think, about the monster in the gas station.
Either that, I think so. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. But the one that I seen that I thought was really cool was your Dawn of the Dead collection.
On the Dawn of the Dead, she sent me
Yeah.
the remake, and she sent me the remake of the Dawn of the Dead movie.
Yep.
Day of the Dead by Arrow Video.
Yeah.
And last year, next month is my birthday on June the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So a year ago, coming this next month, so a year ago next month, would have been, she sent me the X-Files I Want to Believe and the X-Files Fight the Future.
Yep.
That's the double feature steelbook, Blu-ray steelbook, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Arrow Video box set.
Yep.
And so she's sent us some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and like the only person that has sent me anything from YouTube is you.
And I'm glad to have been that.
Yeah, but it's like I've had a lot of people like, "Can you send me that?" I'm like, "No, it's my only copy that I have."
Why would anybody say that? I was sent to you that.
Yep.
If it's that special, don't get rid of it.
Yeah, and plus some of the movies that I have in my collection, some of them are like numbered.
Yeah.
And some of them are special editions. And yeah, I just had random people message me and was like, "Oh, send me that copy, would you?" I'm like, "No."
Random people. It sounds kind of funny, but don't ever do that.
Yeah.
I think those people are kind of jealous though, because they don't have the same kind of friendships as certain people.
Yeah.
Like when I contacted you the first package of the Demons one, we did the trade, and with the recent one as well, with the gift to you. I think that if they don't have friends that are, from a different country, like we are, or they don't know anybody that well, on the tube, then they're not gonna know anybody to become that good friends with to be able to send stuff to each other.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, this like, talking to you, talking to Malcolm,
Hmm.
Ashley, the Omen, Leandria. Those are about the only people that I trust on YouTube.
Seems like those me you become like a community. You
Yeah,
become
it's like a circle.
health. You talk to them,
Yeah,
and then the relationship grows even, doesn't it? And it kind of
yeah,
gets bigger, and it gets it gets better. It gets good.
yeah. And I mean, but yeah, I mean, and well, for personal reasons, last week, I've received messages from Ashley and you okay? You doing good? And I mean, that right there shows, good friendship, which I appreciate.
We got something else here. Bedtime for me, guys. So have a great night chatting. See you next week. That's from the Omen.
Omen brother, take care, man. I hope you enjoy. I'm glad you enjoy the chats. Keep uploading those videos. I watch them every time you upload one.
11:22. I'm just going to see how long I've got left. A minute. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem, James.
Back now.
Yep.
I got until 12, so that's a little while yet.
Yep. And yeah, something now completely off topic, but I don't know if I'm the only man or what, but one thing that I absolutely hate doing is shaving. I got to do it again.
Hmm.
Gets old and boring after a while.
Have you ever grew a long beard?
I used to have a beard down to here.
Yeah.
And I mean, but the thing is, in the summertime, it's not a good idea. But yeah, I had a beard, but shaved it, and I mean, but my beard is so thick that it makes it very, very difficult to shave without cutting myself.
When you was when you're doing your movie, do you have to you were shaving for that completely, weren't you? For the
Yes,
cut?
I was. Well, I was shaving for that, and I had scruff. I
Scruff.
mean, yeah, that's what I call it. Where you shave and then you not shave for like a week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where stubble.
That's what we call it. That's what I call
Yeah,
it. I had a shave yesterday, so I call this just a bit of stubble.
yeah. That's. I mean, as a matter of fact, I shaved this morning and already have to shave again.
Actually, we last talked Saturday, didn't we, last week? So I didn't have well, I had a shave yesterday. So before that, it would have been Friday the week before. So I
Hmm.
got kind of itchy, so I had to shave then.
Yep, that's my favorite. Boy, it's one of my least favorite things to do is because I mean, when I grow a beard, I itch immensely.
Mm.
So I mean, it just gets really aggravating. So, but yeah, I used to have a big long beard, and of course, for the unknown, I wanted to, give him his own character, which I've always had a goatee. Anybody that, except in a couple of my videos, I had a mustache,
Yeah.
but I've had a goatee for many, many years. And so I've always tried to keep that, but I only shaved it for the unknown. So,
Mhm.
shaved it.
Any what's the next convention you'll be going to?
The next convention is going to be called Scaricon, or perhaps if when she moves down here, there is a convention coming in Indiana in a couple of months. So it's kind of a toss up. I'll either be going to that one in Indiana, which I can't recall the name of the convention that's in Indiana, but well, no, I take that back. It's actually in Louisville, Kentucky. It's
Hmm.
called Scarefest, not Scarefest. Fright Night Film Fest.
Sounds like
That
it'll be
one's
what?
Yep, that one's in Louisville. It's going to have Alex Vincent, of course, from Child's Play fame,
Hmm.
and but probably either that one or the one in Syracuse, New York, called Scaricon.
Yeah. Have
So
you met any of the Ghostbuster cast at any of the cons?
Ernie Hudson.
Yeah,
Yep, I've met Ernie Hudson a total of about 2 or 3 times.
that's good.
So yep, Ernie Hudson. I've met him, and of course Rick Moranis completely got out of acting and doesn't do conventions or anything like that because, unfortunately, well, I do have respect for him. Unfortunately, a few years back, his wife got breast cancer,
Okay.
and he had to quit to take care of her. But unfortunately, she passed away, and he completely quit acting and everything else to take care of his kids.
I just recently I went and I'm following him on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. If you go to my Twitter page and go to my followers and no, my following, where I'm following other people.
Mm-hmm.
His username is Rick Moranis 53.
Okay.
And he posts if somebody he does a lot of retweeting on what other people have done.
Yeah.
There's a picture on his page of a Ghostbusters wedding cake.
Yeah.
And what is it? It's like the Shandor building, the building that the apartment building that he lived in on the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the shape of that with the Ghostbusters stood on top. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
The picture of that on there.
yeah,
And go way back. I read early posts that he put up, and it was during the time when Harold Ramis died.
yes.
Because apparently they were good friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was going to ask you, you and Gary from Are You Afraid of the Dark still keep in touch?
Yeah, I talked to him quite a bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
And,
But I thought that was very cool of him to do a hangout with you.
yeah, I got this book called Slimed for the old Nickelodeon years.
Yeah.
And I got in contact with Matthew Klickstein, who was the author of that book, who had all like contact details for the actors that we interviewed for the old Nickelodeon shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought when I first bought the book I bought the book on Amazon. It came and I started reading it, and I thought I looked in got to the back, the ending of the book, and finished off reading the last page. I actually go to the website and contact the author. And it says on the website, I went a bit on the website first because there's a website based on the book. So I went through there, and they said on the is it frequently asked questions or something about what questions you want to know about. And it says that if you wanted to get in contact with any of the actors, go through Matthew first, and if he can, he'll email the person that you're trying to get hold of.
Yeah.
So what happened was I contacted Matthew, the writer of the book, and he said, I can't promise anything because Ross is a busy guy. He does the weather now in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He's a meteorologist now.
Yeah, I watched your hangout with him.
Yeah. So he contacted him and he said it took a little while because he was quite a busy guy doing that for Global News in Canada.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, I had an email, surprise, from Ross Hall, saying, say next week or maybe the week after, we can do this interview that we've planned out with Matthew Klickstein.
Yeah,
Then it came across. We talked a bit on email first, set up a hangout. We both got on the panel like we are here now. Press live, and that's what you see on the hangout.
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, well, unfortunately, I haven't done that, but do you remember the picture I posted to send my dermatologist? Hang on. Okay, that's weird. Leandria just wrote and said that she thought there was a problem with our live chat because, okay, she said now it was fine.
Okay.
But anyway, I haven't been able to interview anybody like that, but Do you remember the picture I posted of me and my Jason mask saying the dermatologist said that the lotion wasn't working?
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz actually liked that picture.
That's good.
Yes, I was like, whoa, okay, that's cool. That's like the stars say, Carrie likes my picture.
You might want to be in one of your future movies now.
Yep, and yeah, that would be cool.
Hey, you know what you should do? Like when you do your let me in on your let me in one because that's the one that she was in.
Yep.
Um, maybe put a link to it on your Twitter so you can go to it and say, "Glad you enjoyed the movie."
Mm-hmm. Yep, man. I mean, but yeah, it's pretty cool when the celebrities you watched when you were a kid. I mean, because on Facebook's a completely different story. Um, well, I mean, back when I was a kid, of course, watching the Friday the 13th films and all that. Actually, some of the victims of Jason
Mhm.
are on my Facebook friends list, and they actually comment to me and like my statuses and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty cool.
Got some pretty cool questions tonight.
Yes, we did. Except the gay question.
I actually just deleted that one.
Well,
But
I mean, like I
some
said,
really cool questions here from the Omen.
yeah, and I mean, well, and like I said, there's gonna be idiots everywhere you go.
Yeah.
That's trying to
Thing
start
is, you
there.
got to try and get past that, sort of
Mhm.
still try to enjoy yourself, self, even those idiots that be disliking and,
Yep,
asking weird questions and stuff.
yep, and like I said, made a special message for the idiots that dislike back in the earlier.
Mm.
So yeah,
Have you ever seen that, guys, and you're watching after this broadcast, rewind, or otherwise, you know what we're talking about?
yep. Because I mean, well, and like I said again, I said it earlier tonight. If you're gonna dislike the video, don't even watch it.
I better still, YouTube, if you ever watch this in future, please get rid of the dislike feature. It doesn't.
Or better, yep. Or better yet, weed out your people that are on your channels.
Yeah.
If you find people that are sitting there and look at previous comments they made, if all of them are hateful or stupid, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Ban them from the site
Hmm.
because because it's
All
like
the
that
ones
everywhere.
that I've got was from the nice questions, all from the Omen.
The Omen, I mean, from what I understand and from what I watched his videos, he's a very cool guy. Seems to know his movies really good.
I'm gonna subscribe to him tomorrow because when I come off the chat, I'm gonna be coming off for the computer. So,
Yeah,
but I'll subscribe to him tomorrow.
yeah. Be sure and check out his steelbook collection. He's got some pretty cool steelbooks, I do have to say.
You
I've
say
only got, I've
what?
got two steelbooks. That's all I've got. I've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre steelbook, and I've got a movie called The Breed steelbook.
The Blu-ray.
I have yet to receive my first Blu-ray steelbook.
Mhm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 good questions from the Omen.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. And of course, I'm sure Leandria would comment if she could.
Yeah, I don't know why she can't get in here.
Yeah, I know. Well, she said it's due to her iPhone 6 or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
So,
but like when we started doing these about 8 shows ago now,
hmm
first couple of weeks, I guess, first 2 or 3 weeks, we had no comments in the sidebar here at all.
yeah, and I don't think anybody was actually watching. What do you think of Silence of the Lambs collection? They are my faves. I really enjoy the Silence of the Lambs collection.
I
I
like
really,
it. My
yep,
favorite is the first one.
yes, my favorite is the first one. Red Dragon was actually made many years ago, and it was called Manhunter, I'm pretty sure. And but they remade it, except I'm not a real big fan of Edward Norton. But other than that, I love Anthony Hopkins, and I really do love Red Dragon a lot.
I thought Anthony Hopkins did a great job as Hannibal Lecter.
Yes, very intelligent. That's what's creepy about him, is he's so intelligent. You know, of a serial killer. You know, I mean, somebody that sits there and reads poetry and writes poetry and all that stuff, and he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
But definitely loved Hannibal. But the only movie that I really didn't care too much for was the what is it called? Hannibal Rising. I didn't like that one at all because, of course, Anthony Hopkins wasn't in it. I understand it was a prequel, but
I didn't think I ever saw that one.
It's not as good as the original three. It's like I always said, you know, is the Holy Trinity. You know, of course, Star Wars, A New Hope, and you know all those. Yeah. Of course, you know, Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, and Hannibal would fall in the same category to me.
But Hannibal, I thought that was a great one.
Oh yeah, and especially the character of Gary Oldham's character, where I think he played the guy that was in the wheelchair that was so horribly disfigured.
Is that because he got burnt or something?
He was Hannibal actually hypnotized him and caused him to cut his face up with a mirror. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, and she just said that she didn't like Hannibal Rising, same reason as me. It's not Hannibal without Anthony Hopkins. I'm sorry.
What about the Hannibal TV show they made?
I haven't never even seen it. I mean, because you know, when I was a kid and the Silence of the Lambs came out, and then of course, you know, so many years down the line later that they released, you know, Red Dragon. I've watched and followed all those films because, like I said, main reason Anthony Hopkins. There's no other. It's useless to put on shows and everything else without Anthony Hopkins. It's just that simple.
It's kind of, I guess, it's kind of like if they didn't use Anthony Perkins for the sequels of Psycho.
Yeah, because as soon as you get used to the character, you know, and have him play such an iconic role, which I think a lot of studios did, is they realized when Anthony Perkins took the role as Norman Bates, he became Norman Bates.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins is one of my favorite actors too, Leandria. Always loved him. There's a lot of people that didn't like the movie The Rite, but I thought it was really good. And that's a movie where Anthony Hopkins plays a member of the Catholic Church who's actually possessed. So it's a really good movie.
You ever see a film called The Possession of Emily Rose?
I hated it.
I didn't quite know what to think of it either. I mean, this was way back when our local Blockbuster was still around. So I rented it, but I didn't quite know what to think of it, and I think that it falls into the category that I hate it as well, actually.
Yeah, because I mean, well, the thing is, it didn't really make any sense.
I mean, I thought it was another type of thing as I don't know, The Exorcist type of thing, but
yeah, I mean, well, in my opinion, I'll go ahead and say that, like I said, PG-13, people. There is a horror movie section, and then over here by itself on the other wall is a section that said right above it that said "Scared Shitless," and in that section is one film, and that one film is The Exorcist.
Yeah.
That movie terrified me as a child. That movie will always terrify me. And it's just one in a million. You'll never, you know, capture the same kind of when it came out. So, yeah.
You ever seen the Wes Craven Dracula movies?
I've seen them. I'm not a fan of them. I But now, one movie that I did enjoy was John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Mhm.
You know, Wes Craven's a good director on some levels, but you know, in my opinion, personally, he's tried, but he never recaptured the fire that he had with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, you know, that one was a classic, and then all of a sudden he goes over to Scream.
Hmm.
You know, I'm just like, that's a completely, you know, 360 turn right there. I mean, he went from directing really great movies to crap.
Should I tell you what I think was kind of weird with his Dracula movies? Well, it's not really he directed. He kind of presented it. I think presented
Yeah,
it. But at the end of the first movie, that it looked as though there weren't even going to be sequels because
yeah,
character Dracula was burnt by the cross. The sun came up, and I thought, how could there even be a sequel to this? Yeah, there was. Yeah, at the beginning of the sequel, they showed you a tiny bit of the ending of the first movie. Then you have a burnt body going through a morgue on a stretcher, right?
yeah,
Um, that they take the body to some place somewhere. It comes back to life. Yeah, in the first film, it was played by Gerard Butler.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the sequel, this is terrible. I can't help laughing at this. It comes back as a bleach-haired kind of vampire,
Yeah, yeah.
played
I
by
saw.
somebody completely different. It's kind of like the character completely regenerated, like changed his whole appearance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like, have you ever heard or seen the movie Vampires Los Muertos?
Yeah.
It kind of made my stomach quinge when all of a sudden, you know, Bon Jovi went from playing rock songs for so many years to being a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just like,
actually got that movie on VHS upstairs.
yep, and I'm just like, you know, I tried to watch it, but you know, it was like Bon Jovi, man. You know, it's like you know, he needs to go back to the '80s, grow his hair back out, and play his music. Don't get involved in horror movies, okay?
What does he even do now? Is he still around? Is he still
Yeah,
doing stuff?
he's actually made an advertisement, and you want to talk about saggy? He's the living embodiment because he has gotten so old. And I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's like I put a movie in, and all of a sudden Bon Jovi pops up. I'm like, no, 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 this is just wrong.
What is he like sagging and singing?
Yes, he is, because in the commercial, I think he's advertising AT&T phone. He's actually singing about AT&T, and he looks ancient. He
I mean,
looks
he was in that movie we spoke briefly of earlier, Cry Wolf, with Jared Padalecki from Supernatural.
yes. But yeah, I mean, I don't like movies where rock stars try to act
Mm. I
because
think he was in that TV show Ally McBeal as well.
mm,
But yeah,
and
no, I see what you mean. How rock stars try to act. It shouldn't happen. They should stick with one thing.
yeah, and that's one reason that I cannot stand the movie Halloween Resurrection.
Was he in that?
Bon Jovi wasn't in it, but a certain rapper named Busta Rhymes was in it.
Hmm.
And of course, well, you know, but he has done stuff earlier that I don't like. But also in Halloween H2O, LL Cool J was in that one.
It's kind of
And if you
like
don't know,
also like the singer Eminem, or the rapper, I should say. How
yes,
he acted in a movie years ago. Was it called Eight
8 Mile,
something? Eight
yeah,
Mile, I
8 Mile,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that every time they release a movie like that, you know, it always bombs for me because I don't even go and see it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like they're trying to make the people that watch the movies feel sorry for them, That's the thing I got with 8 Mile. And I'm like, I don't feel sorry for you. You're selling millions and millions of CDs every day. You're a billionaire. You've got mansions, and now you want me to go watch your movie? Like, oh well, I feel sorry for him. He was poor.
Do you like any of the Eminem music?
I like a ton of music. I'm not really a big fan of rap music.
Mm-hmm.
I do listen to some rap music, and the reason I do that is because me and Kane Hodder share a similar interest in a band called Insane Clown Posse.
Okay.
I mean, other than that though, I usually stick to older rock and roll, um, heavy metal, and some old country, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I like all those, but one of my favorites is Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Oh, my mum used to like that.
Yeah, I absolutely love. That's how I got it. That's how I got, tuned into Johnny Cash because of my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we used to say that's one thing we always liked was Johnny Cash's music. But I mean, I can go through the list of old rock and roll singers like Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry and all those old classics, and I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And everybody sits there and thinks, well, this guy, after looking at his channel and seeing his music list, he must go home on the weekends and bang his head against a wall. It doesn't work like that. I just like all kinds of music. I'm open minded when it comes to music.
Music, horror movies.
hmm So I mean, yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to take my head and slam it into a wall. I just enjoy different forms of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
And there's nothing wrong with it. What you
nope.
like, I think it sort of makes your personality.
Yeah, and I mean it's like, and half of the music I listen to, I owe a great deal to because that's how I first started playing guitar.
Yeah.
It's because,
I look forward to whenever you do it, make your videos on it, or do your band again, or whatever. That's cool.
yep. And as a matter of fact, I'm working on a song that came out in the '80s, which is like a rap rock song,
Mm-hmm.
and it's by a band that's from actually Brooklyn, New York, called the Beastie Boys. And it was one of the very first CDs I ever listened to. So I'm planning on probably making a video where I play along with the song.
That'd be good.
Yep. So
Do you have any videos planned this coming week?
this coming week, I'm hoping to tackle the Let Me In and Let the Right One In comparison and review.
Mm-hmm.
And also, everybody stay tuned. That the music lovers stay tuned because I will also be doing a vinyl update.
Well, that'd be good.
Yep. So, like I
I
said,
think it's always good to like mix different updates of different products you buy.
mm-hmm.
Whether the main thing on these channels are like movies, but if you have a CD or something, it'd be good to show that off as well, or vinyl,
Yep.
or I guess even a book or something. Or I mean, like I recently showed off the Ghostbusters comic.
Yes.
Any comic book or CD or vinyl or movies, it's like anything that you show off the stuff that makes you passionate about stuff.
Like I said, it'll probably my vinyl update will probably be in 2 or 3 parts because I got like 75 new vinyl records.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a while, but I'll definitely put up the videos.
I think next month I'll probably actually usually on my birthday I always usually get like I ask for like an Amazon gift card.
hmm
One of the things I might get with that is going to be the Ghostbusters vinyl, the Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, and I was fixing to tell you something I missed about your channel. I missed the out and about vlogs.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yep, I sure do. I miss them. It used to be every time I was over when I lived with my mother a little while after my breakup and everything like that, and it's just absolutely horrible. When I was staying with my mother, that's one thing I always relied on is every evening you uploaded a out and about vlog,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed those because after a long day, I'd get on there and I'd see the out and about vlog, and there's always something made me laugh.
What was one of the things you liked mostly?
Well, I always liked you, you know, usually taking the camera and doing funny camera angles.
Yeah,
And also, and I really enjoyed you out playing with the dogs, of course.
yeah.
And just, just your updates and talking about everything. I miss that in
Nick.
general.
It was Nick and his two dogs,
Yes,
Ted, Sam, and that was the names of them.
yes.
Sam died actually. Well, he had to be put to sleep because he got ill.
Oh man, sorry to hear that. I had no idea.
Coming to the, I think if you go back to some of the I think it's on this channel. Yeah, it is. If you go back to some of the past videos, you might actually see some of the older stuff. He was in one of them, but then I had the news from the following week,
Yeah,
and but then they only had Ted.
but I mean, yeah, but Sam was a beautiful black lab
Yeah,
because yeah, and he seemed like he was a really nice dog too.
yeah, he was the oldest of the two, so
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, if you talk to Nick, tell him, he may not know me, but my condolences on that.
yeah. It's a while ago, but definitely have a look at the video if you can.
Okay, I definitely will. I'll check it out.
You might have to click on my original channel on the channel to go to it, but I think it's on this one.
All
You
right,
have to
no,
do a bit of searching, but I think you'll find it.
yeah, it's no problem, James. I'll check them out.
It's 10:02 now. Do you want to say your goodbyes first, and then I'll say mine?
Yeah, guys, we really appreciate you tuning in. Leandria, we appreciate you tuning in. The Omen, everybody that tuned in tonight, really appreciate it. And like I said before, guys, anybody that watches these, please keep your stupid comments and your dislikes to yourself. Grow up a little bit, please. It's overdue. But anyway, besides that, everybody else, I hope you guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and have some good days in the future. Keep it order.
And to those who watches us and enjoys us, thumbs up to you. To those who dislike, um, you know, it's not worth it. We're here to have fun, and we're going to continue doing it. So, thing is, if you don't like, our vids and our chats here, don't bother watching because we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, because it's just going to continue to make us stronger.
Yeah. So, you're here next week. You okay next week?
I'll be here next week, James.
Okay. So, guys, as we just said, we're not going anywhere. So for me and Eugene, this time is another full fun episode, and thanks to the Omen for joining us for some pretty cool questions. So until next time, guys, I'm the one viewer that's watching still. Goodbye and take care.